Hi folks, welcome to another Qashqai video. Today we're going to be working on fitting these. So the official name, as you can see, is Car Atmosphere Lights, but you might know them better as Footwell Lights, Welcome Lighting, Mood Lighting, whatever you want to call it. But these are what we're going to fit. So these are off Amazon. I will put the link to this exact set into the description below. And yeah, first of all, let's have a quick unboxing and see what we've got. So opening up the box, got a couple of bits of paperwork about it. Not really interested in that, to be honest. Remote for it. We've got some cable ties and some sticky pads. I think they are, they're Velcro maybe? Oh no, they're more like clips actually, plastic clips. Into the actual main unit. So we've got 4 separate strips. These are all RGB, get rid of the box. So you can choose whatever colour you want. We've got a control box as well, which it can monitor sound. It's got a little microphone in there and it can react to noise. Now this kit, it is a USB plug that it comes with, but I've already modified it. So what I want to do is just put it straight into the 12 volt system. So the plug that actually goes into this box, like so. What I've done is strip the wires, taken the USB plug off the end, so I literally just have a red and black wire for my positive and negative. There's a heck of a lot of wire included, obviously, because we're going to have to route this around the car. So yeah, what I'm going to show you now is your different options, because you may want these lights to come on or be on all the time. You may want them to come on just when you unlock the car or other things like that. So I'm going to show you the different options you've got, and hopefully I'll be able to give you examples of that when we go out to fit them in the car. So we've got, like I say, I can think of 3 different ways we could do this. So I do a simple box 3 times, it's 3 cars. Okay, so your first option, and this is the option that I'm going to ultimately go with, is I want them to come on when you unlock the car or open the door, and then go off when the car is started or the doors close. Now to do that, let's say the center of the lights is going to be in the middle, so all of the lights are all going to end up wiring into this box from each of the areas. Do that for each one. So that's going to be the front passenger side, front driver's side, rear passenger side, rear driver's side. Same again. Now, so for the first option, I'm going to wire this in to my welcome lights, which if you see one of my other videos, you'll know I've recently fitted them in. And these welcome lights or puddle lights sit underneath each side of the car, and the wiring goes across behind the dash, and then in this side to a point. So I'm going to wire mine straight into that. So as soon as my puddle lights come on, the Footwell lights will come on. That's the first option. That's relatively simple. It kind of makes part of the functionality of these obsolete, the fact that you can have them react to music. Obviously they'll only come on and off when the car doors are opened or the car is switched on or off, so it's kind of pointless on that front to have it working with music, but that's my choice. Your choice, you may want it so that they are on all the time. See from the remote, they do have an on and off on the remote itself, as well as you can turn the brightness up and down. So if you wanted that, that's absolutely fine. To do that, what we're going to need to do is wire it. What I'm thinking is we can wire it backwards to where we've got the 12 volt cigarette lighter. Excuse me. I say cigarette lighter, it's not a cigarette lighter anymore, it's 12 volt power source that is in your armrest. Now that becomes live or turns on when you unlock the car, and then it turns off roughly 30 seconds after you turn the car off. After you lock the car, sorry. So that's the other option. That'll be dead simple to do because it's all tucked away underneath the center column where your electronic handbrake is and gear stick is, or auto box. So that'll be dead easy to do. The thing with that is that it will be on as long as the car is unlocked. So I can't believe they draw a lot of power, so there's nothing too much to worry about, but it's something you might want to monitor. The third and final option, which I might change my mind before we go out to the car, is to wire it up to the interior light that sits above the driver and passenger area. That's obviously going to involve quite a bit of work, because to do that we're going to have to wire underneath the centre console area, under the passenger footwell, up around the window, above the window and in. Now the option with having the possibility of having it like this is you have got two options, and because we wire it into the interior light, obviously when you unlock the car and open your door, the interior light comes on, so it has the same effect as this one. Also, as I'm sure you know, you can turn on your interior light on and off as you wish. So if you wanted them on, sort of, you know, as a demo or something, you could turn on your interior light, which will then turn on your footwell lights. Obviously the interior light will be on as well, so you know it'll be sort of all lit up, the whole car will. So you know, if you wanted to show it off, or you know, perhaps, you know, when you put your interior light on and you're looking for something in the footwell, well, your footwell lights will now light up as well, so it could be quite useful. I am very tempted to go with that one, I must be honest. I'll make that decision when I go out there. Like I said, the thing is, this is the most work. That one is probably the easiest, and that one is probably the most sort of OEM looking one. You know, it'll look smart, because when your puddle lights come on, they'll come on. I understand obviously not everyone has got these puddle lights, so yeah, I'll make that decision when we go out there. It's a mystery what I'll go with, but there we go. So yeah, that's the three options. I'll try and show you all three options regardless, so if you're unsure, then you can go for the right one. As usual, I'm going to put timestamps in the description, so if you're here purely to find out how I have wired them in, then that'll be below. If you're here purely to find out where I've positioned them, that'll be below. So have a look in the description if you're here for just a certain bit and you don't really want to watch the whole video, that's fine. So that's that. Next up, we will head out to the car and see what we can do. Okay, so we're down in the car now. First thing I'm going to do is get all of these lights roughly into the position I want them in. So get them into each of the footwells around the car and see what we end up with. I'm hoping to end up with this control box that it ends up at, just somewhere in the middle, or just somewhere up here, so that I can get it hidden away when we're done. So that's the first thing I'm going to do, is get these into position. Okay, so the first thing we need to do is get the rear ones into their position that we need them. So we need them to be fed through the centre console and into each of the footwell. Now, first we need to do is take this off just by giving it a pull. It will come off. Ignore that wiring, that's another video. Look for my USB plug, you'll see that one. Then there's a Phillips screw each side. Excuse how dark it is. There's a Phillips screw, one on each side. By undoing that, it gives you a lot more play in this to be able to feed your wires down. After you've done that, right forward so we've got space, you need to remove this central part here. To do that, you just need to get a tool underneath here, push it upwards, and it will pop out. Just move that out of the way, because this area here is where we're going to have the control module. So once I've done that, I've fed the two rear LED bars down and pushed them out of the sides here, so they just come out of the side just there. What we're now going to do is feed them along the back there, down this channel here, so it'll come down and they'll come out there. Once they're out of there, they're going to go under the rail so that the seat doesn't run over the wires, and go into this footwell here. That's the plan. So there we go, that's the rear ones in place for now. So the wiring goes down, literally down the side of here, and it pops out underneath. Sorry it's so dark, let's turn the light on. Pops out side of this channel here, runs under the runner so it doesn't get run over, and then we'll fix these in place shortly. So now for your wiring options. So first of all, if you wanted to have them so that they came on when the car is unlocked and stayed on, you need to use these wires here that goes to the back of your 12 volt power supply. Negative is black, positive is blue. You just need to wire them up to that and they will come on when the car's unlocked and go off about 30 seconds after the car's locked. That's option 1. Okay, as for the front wires, they are going to go down this same hole, and if you sort of feel around down here, same on the opposite side, there is an access point which comes out just up here, just where the material trim ends, and we'll be able to thread it into this footwell. So that's the wiring in place now. We just need to tidy it up and then we can look at wiring them in so that they work. Okay, for the option I said about getting them wired up to the interior light, I don't think it's going to be possible, to be honest. It seems that it is a constant live. I don't quite understand how it deciphers when the car's unlocked and that. I think you have to can this idea. So if you want them on all the time when the car is unlocked and running, you need to use this one down here, this cigarette lighter. I keep calling it that. It's 12 volt socket down here, excuse the focus, down here. Just while I've got you, don't use this one because this one is always live, so that will drain your battery. So what I'm going to be doing is attaching it to my puddle light one, which I know not everyone's got, but I've wired them in. They go behind here, behind the dash. I'm literally going to splice it into the wiring, so I'm going to have to remove the glove box and the fascia below it, and I'll show you what that looks like next. So with that all removed, here's access to the wiring that I've put in for my puddle lights. I'm literally just going to splice into these two here, negative and positive, really easy. So I'm going to send the wire, which I've got just here, so that's one end of it. I'm going to feed that through around there and it will come out just here, and then I'll splice it in. Okay, a little bit of a jump cut. I've wired them onto that thing and you can now see they're working exactly the same as the puddle lights. So if I shut the door and lock the doors, they go off, then unlock the car, they come on. So that's doing what I need. Now I just need to get them all into position, tidy away the wiring. So the rear footwell ones aren't going to be too easy because there's no plastic or clear place to stick them. So I've used the supplied cable ties and put it around the hooks under the seat each side. Might look a bit messy, but you can't see it once it's in and you get the right effect. So that's what I've gone for over there. Okay, for the front passenger side, we've got a nice smooth surface just here. So we're going to just give it a quick wipe and polish so there's no crap on it, and then use the sticky back to put it in that channel. As for the driver's side, it's obviously really important that this sits well so we don't have no wires dangling down by the cables. I'm going to use this here, slightly off centre unfortunately, but it's probably the safest place. So once that's done, I've pulled the excess wire through so we've got none dangling down anywhere, and then I've cable tied it all together just so that it's nice and tidy. What I'm going to do is just put this down into this spot here, plug in the power that we've got going to it, and then this here is the remote sensor. I'm going to see if I can leave that poking out somewhere hidden so we can still use it. So that's it done. As you can see, footwell lit up nicely, zoomed in. So as you shut the car, they stay on, lock it, and they go off. Same with unlocking. Come on. Rear ones as well. And then I've made the sensor, it's just sitting here, you can't even see it, it's just in this little crevice here, so I can still use the remote to change the colours if I really wanted to. Red, green, apparently that's more like yellow to me, apparently that's yellow. And also you can have it so it reacts to music or different. This one apparently is fade, so I think it'll change colours slowly. Yep, so yeah, that's if you want all that, but for me I'm just going to have it on white and leave it at that, so they come on, and then when we get in the car and shut the door, or when we shut the door, or we start the engine, they go off. so they're not a distraction whilst you're driving. You drive, you get to where you're going, turn the engine off, open the door. Oh, don't have to open the door, they come on with the engine off. Looking good. So now, as I'm sure you're all going to agree, I'm going to hoover the car. Yeah, it's been a bit of a higgledy-piggledy one. Let me turn you around. Yeah, it's been a bit of a higgledy-piggledy one. So the main thing is getting the wiring where you want it. Like I said, put simply, if you want it on all the time when the car's on, put it into that rear 12 volt power supply, which is dead easy access to. Use a couple of Scotch locks to get to it. If you want it like mine and you've got puddle lights, wire it like I've said, just splice into your puddle lights, it will take the signal off of them. If you haven't got puddle lights, I'm afraid I can't really help you. You're going to probably need to look more into the interior light. Find out where the feed is to turn that on and off, as well as you being able to physically turn it on and off. I mean, the thing is, you could have it on all the time if you wanted to from that 12 volt socket and turn it off with the power, with the remote. You could just turn it off when you don't want them on. That's one option, so try that. But yeah, that's it for this one, guys. Thank you ever so much for watching. If you found it interesting and you want to see more videos about Nissan Qashqai, click the subscribe button below, turn the little bell on so you get notifications each time I upload new videos. As for forward plans, there'll probably be another Did You Know Qashqai. I've got some plans in regards to guides on changing light bulbs, on the cruise control and limiter functions, as well as a lot more stuff as well. So thanks so much for watching, guys, and I'll see you in the next one.